Hello! So it's been a hot minute since we've done one of these. This is going to be 10 horror movie hidden gems that you've probably never seen before. Let's have a look. Okay, so if you're new to the channel, my name's Stu and I like to recommend movies, TV series, video games, things like that that I think are sort of hidden gems or just things that don't really get as much love as they probably should. Sort of niche picks that I hope you enjoy. So these are going to be 10 recommendations of horror movies that you've probably never seen before. So first up, we have a movie called Little Bone Lodge, or if you're in North America, The Last Exit for some reason. This one stars Jodie Richardson, and this is about two criminals who get caught in a storm and they find refuge in a sort of tiny cottage in the middle of nowhere that is home to a mother, her daughter, and someone who's disabled who are there looking after. And basically, as the story unfolds, you start to realize that everyone in this film is not who they seem, and that's kind of what I love about it. I really like the sort of thriller aspect of this, and it has a lot of secrets that kind of unfold really gradually, and that's what made me love it even more, to be honest with you. It just kept me on my toes. Jodie Richardson is fantastic in this. I've loved her since she was in Nip Tuck, and she was an incredible sort of presence in that, and one of the main characters, obviously. So yeah, if you can find this movie, go and watch it. Really, really good time. Now, sticking with the mother and daughter theme, this one is from 2020 and it's called Relic. And this one is about a mother and daughter who are going to go and visit their gran, who has apparently gone missing. When the gran turns up, she's been in the woods. They don't really know what's happened to her, and she seems to be very different to what they remember. As this kind of unfolds, you start to realize that there might be sort of supernatural elements, but also there are elements that are kind of hereditary and sort of problems within the family that might lead to sort of mental health issues. I won't go into too much detail with this one because I think it kind of spoils what kind of unfolds in the movie. But I will say this one is a bit of a slow burn and has some really good sort of atmosphere to it and a lot of tension, but also a really, really sort of sad ending. One of those endings that makes you want to call your mum. So yeah, definitely check out Relic. Just go in with an open mind and sort of enjoy it, but I think you'll be pleasantly surprised with this one. So now we have a British horror movie, and this one is called Censor, and it's set in the 80s around the sort of video nasty times, and it's about a censor who basically has to watch really gruesome films and figure out the age rating for them. Now, as she's watching this latest video nasty, she kind of realizes that she recognizes one of the actresses in the movie and starts to believe that it's actually her long lost sister, and she starts to uncover who this person is and if it is actually who she thinks it is. This movie is visually stunning. It looks incredible. It feels very authentic. It feels like it's from the 80s, even though it's not. Has some amazing performances and just a really nice concept. So I would say, yeah, if you haven't seen it yet, go and check out Censor. It's really, really cool. Next up, we have a movie called Last Night in Soho. Now, this one is by Edgar Wright, the guy who did Scott Pilgrim, Shaun of the Dead, Spaced, things like that. So it's just incredibly edited and just really, really well made. This one is all about a girl who goes to London to fashion school, and she wants to become a fashion designer. She's very heavily influenced by the 60s, and when she gets her own little flat, she starts to discover that in her dreams in the night, she can travel back to the 60s, but she is in another woman's body when she does it. The way they do this is amazing. The way they switch between both characters so that you know that she is basically kind of inhabiting this person's body and just living vicariously through them. And in the 60s, things start to unravel, and this girl starts to become embroiled in a bit of a sort of seedy underbelly of London when things were not so nice. This one has an all-star cast. It has Anya Taylor-Joy, Taylor-Joy, it has Matt Smith and Terence Stamp. So just a really great caliber of actor to sort of bring this period to life. Yeah, the way it unfolds is incredible. I can't recommend this one enough. I wouldn't say it's like out and out horror all the time, but it is an incredible story with lots of horror elements to it, and just has like a really great twist at the end. So yeah, definitely go and check out Last Night in Soho. It's brilliant. Now we have a movie called Oculus. Now, it's one of those where you've probably seen the DVD cover for this a lot, but just maybe never given it a chance. And I'm here to say it's worth it. So this one stars Karen Gillan, Brenton Thwaites, and Katie Sackhoff. And it's all about a girl whose brother was convicted of murder. And when he gets out, she decides to try and exonerate him by bringing to light the fact that they believe that this sort of possessed mirror is what is causing lots and lots of deaths, and has caused lots of deaths in the past as well. It's very well done. It has some good scares in this one, and just a really cool concept as well. It's nice to sort of see something that is such a simple idea really well executed. Another one where it's got obviously a great cast as well. Karen Gillan, obviously we know from being in Matt Smith's Doctor Who. She was the main companion, and also she is Nebula in the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. So yeah, it's just a great cast for this one, and I highly recommend it. Give it a shot. So now we have a movie called The Return. Now this one is from all the way back in 2006, and this one stars Buffy herself, Sarah Michelle Gellar. So you know it's going to be good. So she plays a sort of traveling businesswoman, and she is traveling to a sort of remote town, and she starts to have these visions of a really sort of grisly murder that happened in a house, as she happens to end up in that house and almost starts to solve what happened, and it starts to sort of happen to her. I really enjoyed this one, and I don't think it really got the chance that it deserved back in the day. But also I'm recommending this because many years ago I went to a Comic-Con, and sort of one of the commemorative items that came out for this movie was a Ouija board. So I've had this for many years, and it's served me well. It's Perspex. It does come with the sort of Ouija thing as well. It's in the other room, and I can neither confirm nor deny whether I've used this as a chopping board in the past. So anyway, now we have a movie called Nocturne, and this one is a kind of Amazon Prime original. It stars Sydney Sweeney, and this one is all about a very sort of prestigious musical college, and it's about two sisters who are pianists who are competing in a very important competition. Now, one of the sisters is incredibly talented, a bit of a savant, and she is sort of touted to be the best at this competition. She's going to probably do the best. Now, the sister, who's played by Sydney Sweeney, feels like she's just not up to the challenge, and she's not as good as everyone thinks she is. So she decides to invoke a sort of strange ritual to try and help her in her skills, and starts to uncover the fact that this has been used a lot of times before and never really ends well. I really enjoyed this one. I thought it was very well executed, and Sydney Sweeney's great in it. She's great in most things as well. I really enjoy her in Euphoria. Even though Madam Web was a bit of a choice, she was still probably the best part in that. So yeah, go and check out Nocturne. It's on Amazon Prime, but I'm pretty sure it's probably on DVD by now as well. And yeah, it's definitely worth a watch. So now we have another British horror movie, and this one is called Eden Lake, and this one stars Michael Fassbender and Jack O'Connell when he was back in his days of being in Skins. This one is about a couple who go to a remote lake for a holiday, and then end up getting sort of terrorized by a group of local teens who I believe would probably be called youths in newspapers. And it's a movie that has you on the edge of your seat. It will have you screaming at the TV, and so much happens in such a short space of time. It's really unfortunate for the couple, but you just can't take your eyes off it. If you haven't seen Eden Lake yet, it is an absolute classic. Go and find it. It is so good. And it's one that you're definitely going to want everyone else to see once you've watched it as well. You'll want to show it to everyone. So yeah, Eden Lake, go and check it out. So now we have a movie called Antrum, and I absolutely loved this movie. It was such a cool concept, really well executed. It's basically about a movie that is cursed. And it's kind of bookended by a sort of documentary style. It's about a movie that was shown to audiences and kind of caused the deaths of over 60 people. So it was completely banned and lost forever. And now someone's found a print of it, and you get to watch Antrum in its entirety. So it's meant to be a film that was made in sort of 1979, and it's about a girl and her younger brother who are going into the middle of the woods to dig a tunnel to hell. It looks incredibly authentic. It's very well done, and it's just really tense. It's a very simple movie, but it just has this odd sort of feeling of foreboding in the whole movie. There's some really clever little effects and little things that pop up in the movie that you wonder whether you've seen, little symbols that pop up and things in the background that you wonder whether you're sort of seeing things. Very, very cleverly made, and just gives you a kind of really horrible feeling when you're watching it and when you get to the end and you're like, am I gonna die because I've watched this? And I quite like that. I like the sort of ambiguity of it, even though obviously it's not a very famous movie, so it's clearly not that cursed, and just the way that it's presented just makes you feel like you're kind of second guessing yourself, and I love that. It's a great find. So yeah, go and check out Antrum. Really, really good. So before our final pick, I want to hear from you. So are there any horror movie hidden gems that you think just don't get enough love and that you think I should watch or you think I should recommend on this channel? Pop them in the comments. I have had so many great recommendations from people that watch my videos. I can't thank you enough. You've made me watch so many good movies, and most of the time I try and put those into these videos. So in the past, I've been making sort of very specific videos on vampire movies, alien horror movies, witchy horror movies, things like that. So if you've got any subjects that you think I should do a top 10 or 10 recommendations on, put those in the comments as well, because I'm always up for just sort of having a little specific niche video as well. So yeah, thank you very much for subscribing. We've just hit 1,000 subscribers, which is incredible, so thank you so much. And yeah, let's have a look at our final pick. So last but not least is a movie called The Autopsy of Jane Doe. This one is about a father and son who are coroners, and they've been given the task of performing an autopsy on a Jane Doe, someone who is completely unidentifiable. And Brian Cox plays the father, so you know this is going to be a good one. Very minimal cast, and just a really, really good concept. The way that this unfolds as they go through the autopsy, and the way that they discover more about her through the things that are either inside her body or things that have happened to her body, is genius. It just builds this like incredible sense of terror, because she is kind of bringing with her some elements that are affecting the world around her. I think it's a movie that kind of suffered under its title, because there are so many movies of like the haunting of this person, the possession of this person, that The Autopsy of Jane Doe just doesn't really sort of, you know, scream an interesting horror movie, but it really is. So go and find it. So good. So that's it. That's 10 horror movie hidden gems that I think you should go and check out. If you do go and watch them, obviously come back and pop in the comments, let me know what you think. I always love to have a chat about them and see, you know, what people think. Some people love them and some people hate them. And I've got no problem with that. I love that. As long as obviously everyone just keeps it respectful. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.